Hi everyone, Dennis here. You may notice that my screen door is missing something. During the last windstorm, the automatic closer came off. I have fixed this a few times. I have fixed this bracket a few times. It's pretty bent, it's pretty chewed up. I don't think there's any saving this one. So, I'm going to show you how to install a new one. I went heavy duty even though I probably didn't have to because I'd like to err on the side of caution and have a little bit more strength than I need. These are adjustable. There's a little screw in them so you can back them off if they're slamming the door shut a little bit too quickly on you. So I've got my tools set up and hopefully we're going to be able to get this taken care of relatively easily. Did bring a drill in case I need to cut a couple more holes. I like to use bolts instead of screws in the door. So if this had been bolted in the first place, it wouldn't be hanging like this right now. I'm also going to replace this bracket right here. You can't particularly see it, but it's pretty old and worn out and rusty. And this should be fun because the screws that are in here have been stripped pretty severely. So let's see if we can get that taken care of. I am going to start with what should be the easy stuff and replace my old bracket with the new one. These screws, in theory, used to all be a Phillips number 2, but they are so stripped out that I have a Robertson screwdriver that seems to get a better bite on them than the Phillips. Thankfully, my new screws appear to be a touch longer and the same thickness, so they should bite in pretty good. If your new screws are smaller, or if these holes are stripped out, fill the holes with a little bit of PL Premium adhesive, and that'll hold them in nicely. Just be careful with it that you don't get too much on there, because you don't want it to squish out around the bracket. It'll hold the bracket in place. If you've ever got to take it off again, it won't be so much fun. A little bit of tooling advice: buy the absolute best Phillips number 2 screwdriver that you can afford, and don't hesitate to replace it. They do get worn out as they get used. If you tend to loan your tools out because you're a kind person, have a different number 2 that you loan out. Otherwise it'll come back a number 2. And it does show you which direction. I don't know if you can see that, but it does say which direction to put the storm door in. In theory it should be the same direction as it came off, but you never know. Let's grab those new screws. And these new screws are a Phillips flathead. Should be a crime. Best screw for this job is a Robertson, as a Phillips is a torque limiting screw and it will strip very easily, and that was designed to do so. There are pros and cons to that. And flathead, if you're going to use that, just make sure you have the right flathead. Thankfully, when that one strips out, you can still usually get them out. If Mr. Robertson and Mr. Henry Ford had gotten along a little bit better, we may have much better screw heads. Robertsons are very little known outside of Canada. So I suppose you could say Canada has stronger beer and stronger screws. I think I discovered why the old ones were stripped. This screw was going in at a little bit of an angle, and if I was trying to use a power drill here, it would not have a very good grip on it. Power tools are fantastic. However, I do very much appreciate the precision that goes with the hand tools. Okay, that is in. That is tight. Gotta throw in a customary, that's not going anywhere. Now, let's replace our other piece here. Slightly different designs, so I just want to make sure this is going to fit in here. And that will line up. Not sure which direction it goes, so I will have to check the instructions. I'm assuming that it's going to line up to that hole. It doesn't line up so well there. That may be... Guess we're going to have to read the book on this one. Well, according to the instructions, it appears that my initial guess was correct, and it has a seasonal adjustment that will reduce the strength for the screen doors. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. Comparing the two, thankfully the two cylinders are the same length, so we will have the same mounting point, which is very nice. It does look like my new one is a little bit heavier duty, which should hopefully help protect it. Now, I was hoping to get bolts up underneath here. There is a lip, so it does not look like I will be able to bolt that in. So, let's see what size screws they gave us as replacement. Thankfully, the new screws appear to be a touch larger than the old screws, so I will be able to use the same screw holes. And as this one is adjustable, it looks like I'm going to want to put my cylinder in and get my pins in so I can see exactly where I need to put it. The stopper is a very nice feature to have to hold your door open. I'm not going to put it in just yet. First thing I'm going to do, get the cylinder on, slide my first pin in, get the bracket installed, twist it, and see where it lines up. And it looks like I would be able to use the same holes if I so desired. Which is nice, we don't have to drill new holes in it. I am, however, going to take this time to clean this up a little bit so that we don't have any of that rust showing through on our new door closer. So when this is in place, we would like to have 2 inches between our cylinder and our pin. So we want to be right about there. Now let's see, maybe if I put my door stop on there, that'll make it a little bit easier to measure this out. Put my pin back in. As per those pesky instructions, I have my distance here set to 2 inches so that I can measure up here where I want to be, and it looks like I am right there. Let's pull this closed. I could mark this with a pencil, that'd be the easy thing to do, but why do anything the easy way? There's no fun in that. Okay. So I'm going to have one screw hole that shows from the old one. It'll be mostly hidden by the rod. It's not a huge deal. Let's get our shiny new screw in. Try not to drop this so I don't have to measure it out again. There we go. It's always a good idea to get both screws in first before you tighten one of them down. And if you over tighten and strip one of them, then you're going to have to resort to some PL or figure out a way to get a nut up in behind there. Those are nice and secure. So now, let's see here. That's interesting. That is not sucking it back in. I feel like that is not how that was supposed to operate. Well, my estimation is that if we adjust this screw here, that will control our strength. And you can hear that. There we go. Okay, come on. And in we are. Let's test our door. Not bad, but I think I want it a little bit stronger. I do have a pup that likes to explore when she gets the opportunity. Nice windy day to test this with today. Make sure that our stopper works, and we're good. And there you have it. That is how you install a new door closer. Hope you enjoyed. Hit that like and subscribe button if this helped. Thank you very much.